last 2 starts. 3-3 record. This will be his 7th start of the 2009 campaign. Just 20 years old. Rick Porcello towing the slab here with not a whole lot of experience. Came straight out of high school. Played 1 year of pro ball last year, and of course was the ERA champ last year in Florida State League, and he would like to build off what that guy did last night, Edwin Jackson.
Jackson showed me something last night after pitching 4 innings, and then the rain came, an hour and 13-minute rain delay, and he went back out there and threw 3 more innings. Impressive.
Edwin actually said because he was throwing on the side during the rain delay that he felt looser after the rain delay than he did before the rain delay.
He sure looked like it when he went out there for the 5th.
And beyond, and Jackson twirling a gem, and here comes Oakland now as Orlando Cabrera will lead it off for the Athletics. Beautiful night for baseball here. 60 degrees our game time temp, and the first pitch in for a strike. 0-1. Cabrera batting .230, hitless in the ball game last night. He was 0 for 4. Lines this one to right field. Straight at Cleat Thomas. Whoa, he had to make a little bit of a basket catch. 1 away.
Yeah, talking to Ryan Rayburn before the game today, of course, he's playing left field. And the wind is blowing at a pretty crisp pace to left field as well. Those flags above the scoreboard blowing out. Rayburn said left field to play here at Comerica Park is tough. He said you have the sun early, and then you have the lights later on.
You never get a break, do you?
You do not. Not left. He said it's tough. He said.
Here's Kurt Suzuki. Down the middle it comes. 0-1.
Suzuki's turned into a real nice player. Nice leader. And for this Oakland ball club, probably their MVP first 6 weeks of the year.
You know, they ran him out there just about every day last year. He was starting just about day in and day out for them behind the plate, and he led the team last year with 148 hits. And his .384 average against right-handed pitching, awfully good.
Yes, it is.
Porcello missing inside.
That's something that the Tigers' right-handed starters, Galarraga, Verlander, Jackson, and Porcello, they dominated right-handed hitters. All 4 of them.
Now the 2-1. 3 balls, 1 strike on Kurt Suzuki. Porcello beat Cleveland his last time out with 5 gutty innings. He walked 2, struck out 5, threw nearly 100 pitches, through 95 to be exact. That's pulled on the ground to short. Everett on the backhand. 2 gone. Well, tonight's game is available in crystal clear high definition. It's on Fox Sports Detroit HD, and it's sponsored by Comcast. What a picture perfect night here. A little bit cool. It's 60 degrees, but as long as there's no rain, that doesn't matter. Here is the DH Jack Cust. He also was hitless last night, 0 for 4. Right at the knees for strike 1. Cust is the definition of a slugger. At Comerica Park, he's hit a couple of home runs in 8 games here, but he hit 33 homers last year. That was a career high for Cust.
1 home run he hit here, straight central, over that 420 sign out there behind Granderson's back. And if my memory serves me correctly, it was a grand slam.
I think you are correct on that.
You never know when you get a little older. Sometimes your memory just doesn't cooperate.
Solo shot, grand slam, it's all the same. 1-2. Cust has 5 homers this year. Wave and a miss, and Porcello strikes him out. It's a 1-2-3 inning for the rookie right-hander. We'll go to the bottom of the first. Here come the Tigers in a scoreless game. come to the plate. And Jim Leland's lineup card appears as follows. It'll be Curtis Granderson leading it off. He'll play in center field. Placido Polanco batting second at second base. Clee Thomas again in that 3 slot. Cabrera will bat cleanup, followed by Maglio Ordonez. Brandon Inge hit a grand slam last night. He's playing third base. Ryan Rayburn hit a grand slam last night. He's playing left field. And Laird and Everett to round out the Tigers starting 9. The Bernstein Advantage brings you the scouting report on Dallas Braden. Get the Bernstein Advantage. We go to bat for you.
Everybody traveling with this Oakland ball club talking about how he is earning his stripes, and he did that his last start. In the first inning, Vernon Wells hit a wicked line drive off his left hand, but he stayed in and pitched 6 innings. He has not gotten a lot of run support. As a matter of fact, the lowest in the American League. And Maglio back in 07 touched him for 2 home runs in 1 inning.
Maglio's going good now over the last couple of games, so we'll see how that plays out. Granderson leads it off. Curtis 1 for 4 in the ball game last night and batting .257. And you're just waiting any day now. You figure that Granderson, who is typically around the 300 mark, will get her going, put together a nice little hitting streak, get back up in that range. There's a ball inside, 2-1. But he's out there every day now. Lefties, righties, doesn't matter. It's pulled on the ground, foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Granderson. $19 runs scored in his last 26 games. Grandy has been getting on base, and his teammates have been scoring him. Swing and a miss. Down he goes, 1 away.
And this is what happened to Braden his last time out in the very first inning against Vernon Wells. That ball hit him in his hand and then hit him in the neck, and he stayed in the game for 6 innings in a lot of pain. Came back to punch out Vernon a little later on in the ball.
Sure did. Apparently the trainer, after he came out after that last half inning, said, all right, nice job, time to take you out of the game. And he said, I'm not going anywhere.
Exactly. He said, don't go tell the manager, I'm staying in here. Teammates really appreciate it.
Placido Polanco hitless in the ball game last night, and Polanco in a bit of a mini slump now for his last 11.
Yeah, Braden pretty much your typical left-hander. 2 seamers away from the right-handed batters. An occasional changeup. He struck Granderson out on a breaking ball, but he's not overpowering. That last pitch, a nice little cutter inside to Polanco. And making his 8th start, has an outstanding earned run average. 13 walks, 27 strikeouts. He's only given up 3 home runs. He's got some real nice numbers.
That ERA of 2.79 is 5th lowest in the league. And he just missed the inside corner.
That's a good pitch for him. And it's almost a must for him today, especially against a lot of these right-handers. And Jim Leland will run at him. If you don't show the right-handers that you will go inside occasionally, they'll beat you up pretty bad.
Back up the middle and under the glove of Cabrera into center field. Polanco has a 1-out single.
Let's take a look at the defense. And Bob Guerin, the manager of the Oakland Athletics, is running out there tonight against the Tigers. And you've got Buck in right field tonight. The other 2 started in last night's game. Crosby back in there once again tonight after having some stomach symptoms last night. Cabrera at short, Kennedy at second, Giambi back over at first, and Kurt Suzuki is back behind the dish once again tonight.
Clee Thomas, 5-game hitting streak, and batting .368. What a night he had last night. He scored 4 runs, a career high.
Tigers 3-4-5 guys got a boatload of hits in the ball game last night, but it was the 6 and 7 guys, Inge and also Rayburn, that drove in all the runs.
Meanwhile, Leland continues to show that he loves what Thomas can do, batting him 3rd against a left-handed pitcher out there. The 1-1. Yeah, the 3-4-5 guys last night, 9 for 14. And they scored 8 runs because of the 2 grand slams you talked about. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Got him. And Thomas goes down on strikes. 2 of them now For Braden?
Same pitch he stuck Granderson out on, but this one's a little slower. And so apparently he's changing speeds on his breaking ball.
So here is Cabrera with 2 away. Miguel is 6 for his last 12, and last night had a big night. He also scored 4 runs. It's that good pickoff move that Braden has. Hasn't picked anybody off this year, but he has a good one.
Is he the one that has that little slide step move?
Yep, that is him.
And that's just a step off with the left foot, but he has a little slide step where most guys that slide step, they usually come home, but he slide step and goes to first.
Braden, born in Phoenix, Arizona. He's 25 years old. Won't be 26 until August. Ball outside to Cabrera. Miguel at 378, good for second in the American League. There's a strike called, 1-1. Well, there aren't too many that are hitting. In fact, there are none that are hitting higher at home this year than Cabrera. 463 here at Comerica Park. Two and one. Tigers with their victory last night. 2 games over the 500 mark at 18-16. Really rebounded nicely from a tough series against Minnesota. They came out swinging last night. It's whistled foul back into the seats.
Minnesota Twins have already lost in their game today in New York. They have lost the first 2 games of that series.
Late, too.
Walk-off fashion again.
A-Rod with the walk-off home run. That's down low in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Maglio waiting on deck. Starting to heat up a little bit now. Something the Tigers desperately need. And that one just missed. Boy, that looked pretty good on the outer edge. So a single and a walk in the inning. And that'll bring up Maglio Ordonez, who a couple of years ago took care of Dallas Braden.
Braden made a start here, and Maglio touched him for a couple of home runs in the same inning, which meant the youngster didn't stay around very long. One to right, one to left.
And that was the pitching line from that day, August of 07. Yikes.
Tigers, the last few years, have been real good against left-handed pitching. But they've also had a lot of real good right-handed hitters. Whether it be Maglio, Cabrera, Sheffield was here, Monroe was here, Inns, you name it. They had a ton of them. Marcus Thames as well.
A little bit high. 2-0. Ordonez now has hit safely in 6 in a row, 9 hits in that stretch. Trying to pick up Polanco and Cabrera. 2-1. Been pretty good with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, though.
Bob Guerin on the right. His new bench coach this year, Ty Waller, on the left.
Lifted foul down the right field line. We're talking about the changes that we've seen on the field for them, but a few changes in the dugout as well.
I think the last few years, Ty Waller has coached first base and third base for Bob Guerin. And now with Don Wakamatsu, managing in Seattle, and Ty Waller, the bench coach. I've known Ty a long time. Maglio's getting better swings these days. Bat speed's a lot better. It doesn't appear that Maglio is simply trying to hit that ball down the right field line as he did for the better part of a couple of years. He won a batting title with that swing, so it wasn't all that bad. And he drives in 100 every year, but I think he wants to hit for more power this time around.
Well, that's going to fill it up now, and with 2 outs, the runners will be on the move here. Ordonez has a couple of home runs this season. And 26 pitches already now for Dallas Braden. Here's number 27. Bouncing ball to third. It's a fair ball behind the bag. Crosby throws in time. And Maglio is out, so are the Tigers. They get a couple of runners. Strand 2. We go to the second at Comerica Park. Back on top of the hill. They'll face Holiday, Giambi, and Kennedy. And the Tigers starters, boy, what an improvement in so many different categories this year.
And that's the main reason why at the start of play tonight they are in first place. When you pitch like that, you're going to win a lot of games.
Holiday is leading it off, swinging on the first, 0-1.
That two-seam fastball that Porcello features. It's got tremendous late life. And what I mean by late life is it gets in the strike zone, and you saw that swing by Holiday. It just darted down and in out of the strike zone.
Like that one.
As a hitter, it appears that the ball is coming right down the middle. And all of a sudden you start your swing and you can't hold it up.
There's another one, and it's chopped slowly back toward the mound. Porcello will handle this one. One away.
Holiday, would you say he was probably one of the best players in the National League when he came over last year to Oakland?
No question.
He has scuffled.
He really
in the American League.
He's been a disappointment.
That's that two-seam fastball. You don't see guys like Holiday that have that much talent, that have put up those kinds of numbers for the years that he has done, take swings like that. Gives you an idea of how good that pitch is for Porcello.
He had a couple of hits in the ball game last night to get his average up to 250, but it has been a slow year for Holiday, slower than the Athletics anticipated. Here's Giambi, who has 399 home runs. We told you last night he was tied with great Tiger, Mr. Tiger, Al Kaline, who is looking on as he normally is tonight from his perch.
It's a classy man, Al Kaline.
And it's the great thing about Tigers history is guys like Al Kaline and Willie Horton, guys that have, and even Gates Brown, we see him at the ballpark a lot. They hang out here. Whoa, swing and a miss. Man. Second strikeout for Porcello.
Oh,
chopped him
boy.
up.
I don't know what Kaline would have done with that one. But he got 399 of them. All-Star every year, Gold Glove winner just about every year, in the Hall of Fame.
What a right fielder he was.
Right out of high school, too.
Yep. Hard to imagine.
Right out of high school.
Here's Adam Kennedy. What a great career. And what a great Tiger. Kennedy last night 2 for 4. It's in his 11th season now in the big leagues. He's carved out a pretty good career. A career that began in the Cardinals organization, but he got to the big leagues with the Angels, won a world championship with them. He's always had that classic uppercut swing, which is a swing that you don't see too many second basemen or middle infielders have. But it's worked for him. Roll to first base. That is a fair ball. Diving stop. Cabrera. Porcello covers in a dandy play. 3-1 on that put out. Nicely done. 1-2-3 they go. And you're watching Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire. Fine play or defense turned behind him in that last play, the first.
And Cabrera getting real good over at first base. But he's worked awfully hard at getting better at this position. As a matter of fact, Jim feels like at some point in time down the road, Cabby's got a chance to win a Gold Glove at that position. It's going to be tough, though. Guys like Carlos Pena, Teixeira, tough.
Brandon Inge leads it off. Well, I don't really know that he needs to be a Gold Glove caliber first baseman. I think if he's adequate, and I think he's there, don't you think, right now?
Oh, he's a good player. As long as he continues to drive in more than he lets in, he's fine.
Yeah. There's a bouncer to third. Nice backhanded play by Crosby. 1 out.
Hey, fans, tomorrow the Tigers wrap up this series against the A's at 105. All kids 14 and under receive a poster of Placido Polanco. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or visit tigers.com.
Here's Ryan Rayburn. Rayburn hit a slam last night. It was his only hit of the game, and he drills one to deep center field here tonight. Sweeney on the run, not going to get there. This will go up against the wall, and Rayburn is into second with a one-out double. Good to see him swinging the bat.
He's starting to feel pretty good, and Jim continues to show confidence in him, even though the batting average is just about 115. And this Exmo replay, courtesy of Lincoln Mercury. Tremendous concentration. Looked like the grand slam he hit last night, head down. And if you hit it over Sweeney's head, you put a pretty good charge in it because he plays a real deep center field. As a matter of fact, on most days, that's a triple in this ballpark, because Sweeney was playing so deep, he was able to get to it rather quickly, which kept Rayburn at second.
Usually when the ball hits the wall right there, you're right, that's a triple.
All day, every day.
Easily. Here's Laird. Gerald trying to get it going. He's batting $195 now with one home run.
He's getting closer. He's getting closer. He saw some pitches in last night's game, took a walk. Still a little jumpy, but he knows exactly what he's doing right now. And that's a good sign of a guy starting to come out of it a little bit. One thing Laird knows is he can hit. He's done it at this level.
Two-base hit by Rayburn. Another scoring opportunity for the Tigers. 1-1. Pulled fair inside the bag at third base. This will get a run in. Laird on his way to second. And he is in there with a two-base hit and an RBI. Attaboy, Gerald.
When you're struggling and you go up there and you start to take some pitches, you start to get a pretty good idea of what they're trying to do to you. That's a breaking ball that he gets that front foot down. It's firm. Now comes the bat speed. And not even a diving Crosby at that third base position with his frame. He's got some length on his frame. Can't knock that one down. It's a big knock for Gerald.
It's snapped an 0 for 26. So Laird coming along. Hopefully the start of where he was in April, when he was hitting the cover off the ball. Adam Everett, the batter.
One thing Gerald continues to do, and we've put up the numbers on the pitching staff, how good they are. They're not that good without Laird and Sardina behind the plate.
Ground ball to third. Crosby knocks it down. Everett is out. And the runner will hold. Crosby is playing all over these days. Of course, he was a shortstop, but once Cabrera came over, they pretty much told him in spring training, you're not going to be playing much short this year. We've got Cabrera, and Crosby has accepted that role. He's played some third, some second, and some short on occasion.
Well, if you can play shortstop, usually you can play the other position. But third base is an adjustment because the balls from the right-handers get on you a little bit quicker. You don't have as much time to decide what you want to do at that position.
Curtis Granderson struck out back in the first inning. Little bender that floats in for a strike. 1-1 on Curtis. Tigers have taken an early lead here on the RBI double by Gerald Laird, his first extra base hit since April 25th at Kansas City. 1-2. Granderson was really pumped up about MC Hammer being at the ballpark last night.
I saw him down there talking to him.
Is that right?
Yes, he was talking to him for a long time. I didn't know MC Hammer had the history of Tigers baseball that he told Trevor Thompson yesterday. Spending time with Willie Horton at his house and eating barbecue and traveling with Willie and all those other things he talked about. You got to watch Tigers live. You can learn some things.
Yes, you can. You can learn a lot. The 2-2 is outside.
Comes on at 6:30.
Are you telling the fans or are you telling me?
No, I'm telling the fans. I'm not talking to you. I know you watch it. You participate in it. As a matter of fact, you did a wonderful piece today.
Thank you.
Talking about the Tigers defenders and how that kind of plays into what the pitching staff has done this year. Real nice piece.
3-2 on Curtis Granderson. Trying to get out of the way of that one. Running out to the mound is Suzuki. You'll have a chat now with Braden.
Well, anytime you have a catcher that's standing on second base and you're going through a series of signs, and in this case, Granderson's already seen 6 pitches. We talk about it quite often. Laird knows exactly what's going on as far as the pitch sequence is concerned. And I'm not saying he's doing it, but if he wanted to, he could very easily be relaying location to Granderson at where the pitches are going, maybe even the signs.
Swing and a miss. Granderson goes down on strikes again, but the Tigers take the lead. 1-0 Detroit.
Laird gave him a bad sign. And then once that front foot comes up and gets down, it's got to be firm so that when the back foot lifts and turns, your hips rotate. Now, Brandon Inge comes with the bat knob here first, and then he releases here. And that ball he hit last night was perfect to center field. As a matter of fact, Brandon told me today that that was the best swing that he'd ever taken in his life. First and foremost, that foot's got to get up and get down and be firm. Bat knob leads. All of a sudden, here comes the bat head. You make contact with the head down, and you can do that kind of damage that Brandon did last night, 427 feet from home plate.
Sweeney, meanwhile, has hit one almost 427 feet. One hop over the wall, a 2-base hit for Ryan Sweeney, and the leadoff man is on for the Athletics.
Now, here's what I'm talking about with Brandon Inge. First and foremost, the foot comes up, it goes down. Now it's going to be firm. Now here comes the backside. The bat knob leads. Now here comes the bat head. And that's where the quickness comes. The head's down, and he absolutely crushed that ball last night.
Nice
Perfect
work.
swing. He said that was the best swing he's ever taken in his life.
Hardest hit ball he's ever hit.
He said it was the best swing he's ever taken in his life. Lloyd McClendon said that swing's taken a lot of work, too.
Here's Bobby Crosby now. Leadoff 2-base hit for Ryan Sweeney. Crosby at 246 has not homered this year. Tying run is in scoring position. Nobody out for the Athletics.
As a matter of fact, the longest home run drought in Crosby's career.
One ball and one strike. Crosby spent part of this past offseason along with his teammate Matt Holliday. In fact, it was at the behest of Holliday to work with Mark McGuire, the former Oakland Athletic and St. Louis Cardinal, living in Southern California. And they worked on his swing, and down he goes, swing and a miss. I'm not sure if they worked on that, but that's the third strikeout of the game for Porcello.
He's got that good breaking ball today. Porcello, for the most part, he will tell you as much. His curveball really hasn't been there consistently for him when he's gone out there every fifth day. But today, he has thrown a couple of dandy curveballs. One to Cust, and that one right there.
Number 9 hitter now, Travis Buck. Getting a start in right in this ball game tonight. And there's a strike in the outer edge. Buck has not been absolutely or actually hitting the ball all that well. In fact, he's just 2 for his last 21. But when you look at his career number against the Tigers, awfully impressive, 406. The 0-1 pitch. Rifled into right field, base hit. Sweeney coming to third. They're going to send him home. Here comes the throw from Thomas to the plate. It is safe. Not in time. The throw got there, but Laird couldn't get the tag on him. Thomas with a rocket from right field. And Cleat almost gunned him down. What a throw.
Absolute bullet hit to right field by Travis Buck. And Cleat did come up and fire an absolute seed to the plate. If he could do it differently, he'd throw it a little lower, which would mean that Cabrera could cut it if he needed to do so. Therefore, Buck does not get himself in the scoring position. But it was an outstanding job by the on-deck hitter, Orlando Cabrera, who was telling him which direction to slide. Tremendous slide there by Sweeney. But you don't know which way to slide unless you're getting some help. You see Cabrera right there giving him some direction.
Good call by Phil Cuzzy at home plate. Now the Athletics can take the lead as Buck takes second on that throw home. 1-1 ball game. Thomas airing it out. Cabrera is 0 for 1. He lined to the right fielder and hitless in the series, 0 for 5. Ball up high, 2-1. Orlando has played in all 32 that the Athletics have played in this year. He has hit leadoff in the last 7 straight games. 2-1 pitch. That is lifted in the air and hit well to left center field. Playable though. Rayburn. 2 gone. And Travis Buck holding at second base. So a chance now to get out of the inning here as Kurt Suzuki strolls in. Suzuki is 0 for 1. Doesn't strike out all that much. In fact, Suzuki has a strikeout every 16.38 plate appearances, which is among the best in the American League.
That's real good hand-eye coordination. And as we have pointed out, he has a really nice batting average this year against right-handers. And a good batting average overall at 328, but he has not done a good job with runners in scoring position. 231 batting average for Suzuki when runners are on base.
Two and Laird goes out to the mound for a chat. You were talking, Rod, earlier about how when there are runners at second base that you do have the ability to maybe show location or indicate location. How would players typically do that, or a runner at second typically do that?
Well, it has to be subtle. It could be leaning in one direction. And what I mean by that, if you get out there and you watch the runner on second, he can ever so slightly lean on the right leg to indicate the ball being in. He can lean to the left side on the left leg with the ball being away, or he can motion with either hand ever so slightly. Now, big league players are real good at determining whether guys can cheat out there or not, but there are ways to do it. You can turn your head one way or another. And for instance, if the ball is on the inside part of the plate, Buck can turn his head toward third base. If it's on the outside, he can turn his head the other way. There are ways of doing it.
But being subtle is the key.
You have to be that way.
Well, there's a walk to Suzuki. It's going to bring Rick Knapp out of the dugout. First walk in the game now for Porcello. 1-1 game. The RBI single by Travis Buck has knotted this one up.
Sometimes you can have both hands on your knees when you're standing out at second base, which indicate maybe the ball being outside, and then you put your hands between your legs, which indicates the ball being inside. So there's several different things you can do to relay signs if that's what your ball club likes to do. And the key to that as a catcher, you have to set up late, which kind of negates all of that.
Well, Laird putting down the signs now as Jack Cust digs in. And he rips on the first pitch and fouls it off. 0-1.
Well, this much we do know about Jack Cust. He's got tremendous power, but he either strikes out or he walks. At least he did that last year 51% of the time.
He has had back-to-back 100 walk seasons. Strikeouts, though, were alarming last year, almost 200. 1-1. He can hit it a country mile, though. 33 home runs, a career high last year for Cust.
He's had power since he came out of high school as the #1 pick for the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Wave and a miss. 1-2.
Changeup and a dandy.
And he hit Laird with a backswing in the top of the helmet.
Can you imagine back in the day when they didn't wear the helmets, they wore the caps?
That'd be a little bit crazy to want to catch without the helmet. 1-2. Two balls, two strikes now on Jack Cust. Porcello had a 1-2-3 first, a 1-2-3 second, but a leadoff double by Sweeney here in the third set up a scoring chance, and the A's cashed in.
And Cust has got that classic uppercut swing. He likes the ball down. If you can crowd him inside around the belt buckle, you can strike him out.
Swing and a miss. Went down and away, and down he goes. 4 strikeouts for Porcello. They'll settle for 1 run and strand 2. 1-1 ball game. We've got you under our wing. Back here at Comerica Park. Earlier today, Placido Polanco signing some autographs. Now he digs into the batter's box here in the third. Polanco, Thomas, and Cabrera in a 1-1 game. Athletics have come back to tie it up, and Placido takes a strike. Had a single back in the first inning. He continues to swing it against Oakland pitching. He's been very good against them in his career, although he was hitless last night.
And best batting average in all of baseball against Oakland, at least right now in the major leagues. He came in with a 389 batting average against Athletic pitching.
As a routine play to the shortstop Cabrera, and one gone. Well, Sunday, May 24th, NASCAR on Fox returns for the traditional Memorial Day weekend 600-mile race at Charlotte Motor Speedway, where Casey Kane is the defending champ. Sprint Cup racing action begins Sunday, May 24th at 5 o'clock in high def on your local Fox station. Here's Clete Thomas. Clete sends a ground ball to the right side. Ranging left is Kennedy. 2 quick outs for Dallas Braden. Both of them on the ground. We'll bring up Cabrera. Thomas now 0 for 2 tonight. Braden made his big league debut with Oakland in 07. He won his major league debut, and then he promptly lost his final 8 decisions. But this year he has seemingly put it together. Although he's lost his last 2 starts, he pitched well in both of those. Not a whole lot of run support this year. No balls, 1 strike on Miguel.
I think with the offensive numbers that we have put up in this series, most of their starters will fall into that category.
That is
no
true.
run support.
1 ball, 1 strike. Braden was a prolific strikeout pitcher in the minor leagues. In 346 minor league innings, he struck out 390.
They really like his mound presence. They like his toughness. We were talking earlier about the line drive he took off the hand his last start in the first inning. Pitched with a swollen left hand. For the next 5 innings, gave up 3 runs to Toronto Blue Jays. They're not giving Cabrera a whole lot to hit today. He walked his first time up, and he only took 1 swing. And everything that he has gotten in this at bat has either been way in or way out.
Cabrera, to his credit, is not getting himself out. Here's a hard hit ground ball up the middle. Diving stop by Cabrera, but he'll have no play. Couldn't get the handle on it. 2-out hit for Miguel Cabrera. Shades of the difficulties they had last night.
Well, every last one of their infielders made an error last night. And Giambi made 1. Crosby made 1. Cabrera made 1, and so did Kennedy. They made 4 errors in the game, and the Tigers took advantage of their miscues, which is exactly what you need to do in the big leagues. They're going to give you extra outs. You got to make them count.
Here's Ordonez. Maglio grounded out back in the first inning. The 1-0. Popped him up. Foul ground. Suzuki coming back toward the bench. Has room. Ordonez is out. So are the Tigers. No runs, an infield hit. 3 in the books. Still 1-1. Grand slams in franchise history. There are 3 that have hit the same amount, the most grand slams in franchise history. There are 3 of them. Can you name them?
Tigers have already hit 4 grand slams this year as a club.
Yeah, the 2 last night, and then you had what, Everett?
Everett hit 1.
Cabrera.
Yep.
On opening day. That's
tops in all of baseball.
Here's Matt Holliday as we go to the 4th inning. 1-1 is our score. Porcello bouncing in a breaking ball. Holliday bounced out right back to the pitcher his first time up. Rick gave up a double and a single back in the 3rd. That's how the Athletics tied it up. The 1-0. Good pitch right at the knees. Holliday, an all-star last year over in the National League with the Colorado Rockies. He was quite a football player as well in high school. In fact, he was recruited to play quarterback at Oklahoma State, but signed to play professionally, baseball that is, with Colorado instead. The 1-2. Ground ball pulled to 3rd. Inge throws him out. You were talking about Holliday struggling. There are some big sticks this year that are really struggling out of the gates.
Yeah, and we're talking about some guys that got some real good numbers on the back of their bubblegum card. Big Papi has not hit a home run yet this year, and Terry Francona gave him a mental day off yesterday. He said he might get a couple of days, but Berkman, Giles, Teixeira, and we've talked about Holliday. Lots of guys that have done real good work, struggling out of the gate.
So there's Jason Giambi. He struck out his first time. Well, after 7 years with the New York Yankees, he's back with Oakland now, and he's got the facial hair back. The 2-0.
And Tigers put that shift on Giambi in the infield. Everett. Polanco playing shallow right field. Of course, Cabrera at first, rather deep. Indicates he hits a lot of balls on the ground in that direction.
So Giambi gets a base on balls. Second of the game now for Porcello. He walked Suzuki back in the 3rd. See if he can get a ground ball here from Adam Kennedy.
Well, Kennedy pretty much a pull hitter as well, and that's one of the reasons why Cabrera was able to make that outstanding play that he made on Kennedy the first time Kennedy came up. Cabrera was asking Jim Leland and Rafael Belliard if they wanted him to hold Giambi on at first, and they told him yes, do not play behind Giambi. But usually you'll see Cabrera play behind guys that you know aren't the fleetest of foot and not really a threat to steal second base. Giambi would fall into that category.
Oh, 2 on Kennedy. A couple of big boys down there right now.
Chopping it up. Now he'll play behind him.
Here's Porcello's 0-2. Lifted toward left. Rayburn back nearly to the warning track. 2 gone.
I remember the 1 year, and really it wasn't an entire year, but it was a couple of months that I spent in the major leagues with the Tigers in 1984, and Sparky and Roger Craig would sit on the bench, and Sparky would pick and choose which guys he would tell either Evans or Bergman to play behind. Bergman, excuse me. Because he knew that that particular base runner would try to steal a base, and then he would guess right on so many occasions where he would pitch out.
Really?
He would play behind the guy, and then he would pitch out, and then he would look at Roger, and he'd say, I got him, Roger.
So he would basically bait the runner into going.
Bait the runner. And in this case, many times baiting the other manager.
Yeah.
Play behind the guy. Okay, he knows he's going to take off at some point in time. He would gamble, pitch out, and they would throw him out.
Here's Ryan Sweeney. Now, would he do that with particular types of runners? I mean, with a guy that had some speed, that's kind of that's a tough thing to do.
They're holding the guys on with speed. Now, these are mid-range guys. Guys that don't necessarily have a lot of speed, but guys that would try to take advantage if you gave them that extra step by your first baseman playing behind the base runner. Roger Craig was huge on those teams that the Tigers had when he was the pitching coach. Not only the pitching coach, but he acted a lot like the bench coach as well.
Shallow left field. Rayburn got a late jump. It's going to drop in.
Well, Rayburn told me today that he had to play deep in left field because the wind is blowing out so hard. He may have gotten fooled by the swing, which outfielders do on occasion. Your first indication is to take that step back, and if you do take that step back, it's going to be tough to come in and make a play. But he is playing a little deeper today than normal because the ball is carrying well to left field.
Sweeney now 2 for 2, bloop single, and the Athletics have their 3rd hit of the game. There's Andy Van Slyke, who works with the outfielders day in and day out. Looks like he's got a headache going right now. Either didn't approve of that last play or he's got a headache. One of the two. Or both. 0-1 on Crosby.
Andy Van Slyke has done a marvelous job with these Tigers outfielders since he came in 06. We have watched a lot of the guys improve.
Well, he always says, you know, you've got to practice at game speed if you want to be able to duplicate that during the game, and that's one of his big things. He's always out there hitting fungos before the game, and we were talking about that before the game. He said, how many other teams do you know do that? And I'm trying to think, and I thought, well, I don't recall anybody else doing it as much as the Tigers do. They pulled that one foul.
All teams take fly balls and take ground balls from the outfield coach, but they don't necessarily do it at game speed.
Yeah.
He also has the outfielders throwing several times to the bases while he's hitting them fungos during pregame drills. And so guys' arms stay strong because they don't take infield anymore in the big leagues.
And ironically, and maybe not coincidentally, the day that Granderson made his leaping catch to rob Grady Sizemore in Cleveland, Van Slyke had him out before the game practicing catches at the wall and over the wall.
Really?
He actually did on that day. And now, did it make a difference? Well, it's hard to tell, but at least Granderson had the feel of what it was like on that day to make a catch over the wall, and lo and behold, he happened to do it.
I was watching Tigers Weekly this morning, and they were talking about that Granderson catch.
That thing is going to be showed over and over and over for a long time. Swing and a miss. Good breaking ball, and Crosby is gone. 5 strikeouts for Porcello, still 1-1. Baseball here, another big crowd at the ballpark. And the Tigers will have Brandon Inge leading it off, then Ryan Rayburn and Gerald Laird facing the left-hander Dallas Braden. Mario and Pemba, Rod Allen back here at the ballpark. Brady Klima is our producer tonight. Brian Moss directing our show. 2-0. Inge grounded out back in the second. There's a strike on the outer edge.
Borderline strike.
I would agree with that if it was. Here's the 2-1. Inge had a couple of hits last set. Of course, he hit the slam. 10 home runs now, the 5th most in the American League. Three and two. Rayburn waiting on deck. And he got him. Strike three. Inge is out of there. One gone. How about that Aflac trivia question? Aflac! The Duck wants to know tonight, name the 3 Tigers with the most grand slams in franchise history. There are 3 of them that have hit the same amount, and those 3 are Rudy York, Hank Greenberg, and Cecil Fielder. 10 grand slams each.
Big Daddy Cecil Fielder.
Here's Rayburn. It's a lot of grand slams. Swing and a miss. Rayburn had a double and then scored on the 2-base hit by Laird back in the second. That's how the Tigers got their run.
And Braden throwing quite a few off-speed pitches, changeup, variety. Second time around, just kind of teasing you with the fastball.
Two and two. Rayburn now 2 for 6 in the series. And that is rolled to third. Crosby has another play, throws it up the line. The tag, got it. Down the line at first base. Giambi came off the bag nicely. 2 outs.
Nice recognition by Giambi. When you throw from the sidearm angle that Crosby's throwing from, the ball's usually going to tail on you as it does there up the line. And Giambi comes off and able to apply the tag as Rayburn runs by.
Here's Gerald Laird, doubled in a run back in the second. Pulls this one on the ground. It's short. Going to be a tough play for Cabrera. And safe at first base is Laird, who is smelling hit, and he dives into first base. 2 for 2 for Gerald.
Tremendous range by Cabrera, who has won a couple Gold Gloves. He grabs it, jumps up on that left foot, throws back across his body. But Gerald realms pretty well for a catcher. He's smelling it about right now, as you said. He's going to get that knock.
They weren't going to take that one away from him.
He was looking at him all the way. He thought it was through the hole, but once he saw Cabrera was able to get glove on it, he turned it up a notch. He had another gear.
5 Tigers hits. Here's Everett. Adam bounced out back in the second. .278 batting average. He has one of the 4 grand slams this year for Detroit. Ooh, that was close. Braden very difficult to run on. Laird, by the way, now has his first multi-hit game since April the 25th. The Tigers were playing in Kansas City on that day, and he had 3 hits.
Good for him. That was that day Greinke was pitching, I think.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, he was the only one that could solve Greinke that night.
They didn't get too many hits in that game.
No. He scored that run, too. It kind of broke the scoreless streak that Greinke was on. It was not an earned run, but it was a run.
Well, Laird, through his struggles, and it has been quite a stretch for him offensively in which he has struggled, has really, I think, kept a pretty positive attitude. He hasn't changed much in the locker room.
Well, they're not as magnified when the team's going well. If the team's losing and you're struggling, you feel real bad. It's not that you don't want to do well, but if you're in first place and guys are having fun and the team's winning games, it's not as magnified. It's a team game, and Gerald knows that sooner or later he's going to get a few hits. Most guys on their roster is going to go through a stretch, like Gerald has gone through.
It was a good April. Everett hits one right back up the middle. Cabrera ranging left, shoos it to second base. Look at that play by Cabrera.
Are you kidding me?
With his glove, he just rolls it down there. I have never seen that.
Wow. That looked like something Nick Punto would do.
Out.
I didn't, the way the arm felt and the way my velocity was so low and I just could hardly throw. It's one of those things where I didn't know if I was really going to be, able to come out and, compete and the way that I need to be at this level. So it was tough, but for some reason, things started working out and I'm not too far away now.
Well, hopefully that's the case, and Bonderman may be rejoining the Tigers soon. Don't know how many rehab starts he'll make. It's a nifty play up the middle there by Adam Everett.
We have quite a few guys that are flashing some leather today, and you're absolutely right. It will be good to see Bonderman when he gets back in that Tigers uniform. And Jim Leland will have a real pleasant problem and a tough decision to make.
Here's Cabrera. Well, it will be a pleasant problem. I think Dontrelle Willis pitched okay in his first start back and showed some progress. Of course, we know what Porcello has done, and Jackson and Verlander, and Galarraga has had a couple of bumps recently, but we know what he can do. There's only so many spots. The 1-1 breaking ball that had Cabrera sitting on the seat of his pants.
This much we do know. Cabrera's got some range at shortstop. Went in the hole and almost robbed Laird, and then he robbed Everett of a base hit. Highway robbery. How do you have that much range to both sides at that position? Take a look at this play. The only way the play's made. That's incredible. That is absolutely incredible.
Who does that, really?
Nick Punto.
Yeah, Punto does that, I guess. But
only one.
But if you're close to the bag, I guess that's an easier play to make. He was way behind the bag. Hinge throws him out. Well, we talked about the fact that when Bonnerman comes back, it's going to be trouble to decide what to do. And Porcello says he can't worry about those decisions.
It's enough pressure just to try and go out there and win games and that sort of thing. So, you know, whatever happens with me, I'm just looking forward to keep going out there and do my best to help us win. And whatever happens, happens.
That is true. Whatever happens, happens. All he can do is control what he does on the mound. And tonight, that's been pretty good again.
That's a nice mindset to have as a 20-year-old. Control what you can control.
Kurt Suzuki, a ground out and a walk.
They say he's mature beyond his years. That soundbite kind of validates that.
It's almost as if you're getting Porcello, who was a kid straight out of high school, but it's like he has big-time college experience under his belt. He pitched that way last year in the minor leagues. Polanco cuts this one off in the backhand. Nifty play. Boy, the great plays continue here tonight at the ballpark. You're watching. Cheap Superstores. And by Wallside Windows, we can do that. We are the factory. Back here at Comerica Park. Cool evening, but a nice evening nonetheless. The Tigers and the A's hooked up in a good one tonight. Last night was a blowout, not so this evening. Porcello and Braden doing an outstanding job tonight. 1-1 is our score as we head to the home half of the fifth. Top of the lineup, Curtis Granderson digging in.
About time for Curtis to try to bunt for a hit.
Ball down low, 1-0.
He's punched out a couple of times. Got the second baseman playing deep. Take one right toward him. Get yourself a base hit.
He's done that a little bit more against lefties now, which I think has helped to pump his average up against left-handed pitchers.
Where did he try that at? In Minnesota a couple of days ago, and he bunted one right back to the pitcher.
Yep.
He was a little too quick.
Those many.
Running out of the batter's box. You got to take your time when you're bunting. But it's a part of his game that he's starting to utilize a little bit more.
1-2. Granderson, Polanco, and then Thomas. here in the 5th. A little bit high and away.
And Curtis said really the only goal that he has when the season starts is to score 100 runs. And he feels like if he scores 100 runs, everything else is pretty much taking care of itself.
Oh, that's driven deep into right center field, and that ball is up against the wall. Granderson rounding the bag, but he's going to hold.
These outfielders play so deep that you can't get a triple. And if Curtis can't get a triple, no one can. Last couple of years, he has hit more triples than anybody in baseball. This ball absolutely scorched. It's a fastball that Braden tried to sneak by Curtis after striking him out on a couple of breaking balls. And there's Sweeney once again grabbing that ball and firing it in and keeping Curtis to a double. And he's thinking triple out of the batter's box. You do not want to make that first or third out at third base.
Here's Polanco. 1 for 2 for Placido tonight. We'll try and get that runner over.
Giambi thinks that possibly Polanco's bunting the way that he's crowding him. But Polanco is such a great bat handler. He can hit the ball in that direction. Take a look at Giambi here. That's way too close. As a matter of fact, Polanco will slap it right by him.
.389 career average against the Oakland Athletics since '05. Frank Catalinato second on that list.
Where is Cat these days? He's not in Texas anymore.
No, that's a good question. Where is he? We'll look that up. Slap toward right field, slicing, and it'll land foul. 1-2.
I'm sure Daddy loves you too.
It's a great sign.
Love me.
Interesting. Well, Polanco trying to do something about the leadoff double by Granderson. With 2 strikes in the count, Giambi is backed up. The 1-2. Line drive to left, base hit. Granderson to third. They're going to hold him. Holliday got to the ball quickly. And with nobody out, that'll put runners at first and third.
Polanco's a smart hitter. And Braden knew exactly what Polanco was trying to accomplish. And therefore, he was pitching him inside. So with 2 strikes, Polanco pulled his hands in nicely and hit a nice line drive over the head of Cabrera. Talk about the bat knob leading, which allows the bat head to come right over the heart of the dish. Granderson had to hold up momentarily to make sure the ball wasn't going to be caught. And then he was able to scoot over to third base.
So the Tigers in business now against Dallas Braden. We're in the 5th inning. Here's Clete Thomas. Inside. He has gotten Thomas twice.
Yeah, that pitch right there just to set up, really how he wants to get him out again. And probably a slow breaking ball away, try to get him out in front. There it is.
1-1.
Yeah, but Clete, you can't try to do too much in this situation. Runner on third base, stay patient. Braden's the one who's on the hook right now, not you. Easier said than done, though.
Well, Thomas has had 4 extra base hits. He's had 3 doubles and a triple since his call up.
He has done an outstanding job since coming up from Toledo.
Skipper keeps throwing him in that 3 spot.
Why wouldn't he?
It's going to be low now. 3 balls, 1 strike.
He took that one big swing and regrouped, and now he has displayed some patience.
Cabrera waiting on deck. And a strike call. Thomas was about to discard the bat. 3-2.
Decision time here for Jim, whether he wants to send Polanco or not. Maybe not, though. You don't want to run the risk of Thomas striking out and Polanco getting thrown out.
Which he did in the first inning, strikeout.
But if this was a right-handed pitcher on the mound, I'm sure Jim would show enough confidence in Thomas to put the runner in motion. But you can't get a real good jump against Braden over there.
Swing and a miss. He dusted him off with the fastball up.
Wise decision by Leland as well.
5 strikeouts now for the left-hander Dallas Braden. 1 gone. Complete now is 0 for 3. Here's Cabrera. Ball 1. Leadoff double by Granderson, single by Polanco. Miguel tonight has been on base twice, walk and an infield hit.
If Dallas tries to sneak that fastball inside on Cabrera, we might be trotting around here. Oh, he sure did. That is the one pitch that really you can't hit. You see it coming out of the left-hander's hand. You know it's a fastball in. You know they're going to throw you inside. Therefore, you can't hold up on it because you've already committed, not only in your mind, but also with your body.
Little number off the end of the bat. Tag will be made. Here's the throw home. It gets away. Granderson actually stopped. He scores. Polanco will go to third. A little bit of indecision there from Braden, but the Tigers will take the lead.
Kind of surprised he didn't take the out right away. You can see Granderson on the left of your screen there. He was halfway home when Braden got the ball in his hand. Therefore, he should have forgotten all about Cabrera. Let him go and get the out. Do not know exactly what he was thinking.
Two-1 Tigers.
Let's take one more look at this and take a look at Granderson coming down the line from third base. He doesn't really stop. I mean, he just continues to come, and then he slows down. Braden's got the ball. He has Granderson right now in a pickle, in which most big league teams get an out when they get a guy in a pickle at this level. But the Tigers will take that second run.
1 unassisted, an RBI, and an error on the pitcher. So the Tigers now have a runner at third base. Ordonez looking for a 2-out RBI. Maglio in this game 0 for 2. He goes the other way with it, slicing foul. And he broke his bat. Michael Wirtz is now warming up. Braden is approaching the 100 marker. We're in the 5th inning. He's thrown 92 pitches. The 0-2. Suzuki doing a nice job there with the runner at third base, holding Polanco down there on that pitch down low. Braden throwing from the windup with a runner at third. The 1-2 pitch. Ordonez trying to extend that 6-game hitting streak. Tigers have 7 hits tonight, only 3 for the Athletics. Granderson has just scored the go-ahead run. That's in the air to center field. Sweeney on the run. This one is over his head. One hop into the bushes. It's a double and an RBI for Maglio Ordonez, and another big 2-out hit. Polanco scores to make it 3-1.
Taking a lot of hard work on Lloyd McClendon's part and also Maglio's part, but the power is starting to come back. That ball was absolutely crushed by Maglio. And it's good to see. There's that 7-game hitting streak, partner.
Yeah, 17 RBIs now. 2 runs in for the Tigers.
Them 2-out ribbies are golden, as Jim Leland would say. They're nothing like taking a slugger, like Maglio, who's been a guy that's batted third pretty much the last 7 years in the big leagues, whether here or with the Tigers. And you sit him down in that 5 spot, that 6 spot. They may not say it, but they kind of take it personal, and they perk up a little bit. And we have definitely seen him perk up a little bit here since he has moved down in the batting order.
Meanwhile, they get some more runs for Porcello, who's twirling another dandy tonight.
They got a few more to go to get to the average that they get for him. They almost get him 7 runs a game when he's out there.
Angel for 2. Tigers have 7 doubles in this series, and they have 4 tonight. Season high. Rayburn has one. Laird has one. Granderson, and now Ordonez. 3-1 pitch. He lost him. Inge gets a walk.
He might be done. Hey fans, by popular demand, the Tigers Super Spring deal has been extended for all games in May. $15 mezzanine seats are on sale for only $10. For tickets, call 866-66-TIGER or log on to tigers.com. Backed by popular demand.
She is about ready to nod off. Getting close. Rayburn takes one down low. Ryan had that double that started the scoring threat back in the second. He scored the first Tigers run. Breaking ball drops in. 1-1, and the pitch count on Dallas Braden. There you go, 102.
He's thrown a lot of pitches. Over 100 for 5 innings, that's for sure. But it's not really an uncommon thing that we're watching in baseball these days.
High towering fly ball hit deep to right field. Buck is back, and Buck will watch it fly. Ryan Rayburn has homered in consecutive games. This one a 3-run shot.
Every time the Oakland Athletics have made an error in this series, the Tigers have come back to capitalize. Braden should have been out of this inning, but he's the one that made the error. I didn't know Rayburn had that kind of juice.
Yeah, the other way.
The opposite way. That's against the traffic today. Exmo, sweet. Brandon Inge was talking about Exmo today.
He loves it.
He said he waited up last night to watch the second version of Tigers Live so he could watch it swing.
On Exmo.
On Exmo. And that was at 2 o'clock because I was watching it too.
1 ball, 1 strike. Well, Rayburn's probably going to stay up tonight to watch that swing. There have been a lot of players that have told me they really learn a lot by seeing Exmo, both pitchers and hitters.
It's a great teaching tool.
It'll pop up back a second. Kennedy is there, and that is that for the Tigers. Big 5-run fifth. Tigers have broken it open 6-1. The Hawks are up next. Well, the Tigers put up 5 in that bottom of the 5th inning. Now lead it 6-1. And as we go to the 6th, it'll be Jack Cust to lead it off. He'll be followed by Matt Holliday and then Jason Giambi. Ryan Rayburn has homered again, busting out of his early season slump.
I told Rayburn we were going to shoot him today when we did our Here We Grow Again promo.
Because of his beard?
Yeah. He said he had to try something different. He was scuffling so bad he grew a beard to get a few knocks. And boy, has it worked.
He also has 8 RBIs in this series. He came in 1 into the series with 1 RBI.
He got well in a hurry.
0-2.
It helps when your skipper continues to show confidence in you. Even though coming into the game today he was batting $115. But Jim likes him a lot, as he does all the young kids. He likes the way they play the game.
1-2.
Even when Cuss gets 2 strikes, he doesn't cut down that swing. He's still trying to play long ball, but he has the power to do so. It's funny how some hitting coaches will try to get some big power guys to quiet it down a little bit, slow down. Not such a big swing, but apparently that's not part of Cuss' vocabulary.
Well, you know what you get. You get prodigious power. You get a guy that's going to walk a lot. You get a guy that's going to strike out a lot. Not a whole lot in between there. The 2-2 is hammered and caught by the second baseman Polanco.
It's time for a Home Depot doing more defense, and both teams have been flashing some unbelievable leather today. It started with Cabrera robbing Kennedy of a double. Everett comes in, makes a nice play against Buck. Polanco turns back across his body. And Cabrera has done it both ways, to the right, to the left. That last play was just sick.
Here's Matt Holliday. Oh, he hit him. He came up and hit him on the elbow.
Got him in that bad spot, too, right in that funny bone area. It hurts.
Starting to chill down a little bit, too. Temperature in the mid-50s, and Holliday's going to feel that for a while.
Right above the elbow, in that little area where not a lot of bone, just once it hits you there, you just lose the feeling from your elbow all the way down to your hand.
I'm sure you've had that happen to you.
Several times.
How long does it take to get the feeling back?
You'll get it back. Get it back after a while, but it does hurt for a while. Actually, that one looked like it got him right on the elbow. Wherever it gets you, it hurts. Surprised he doesn't wear one of those big pads like most big power hitters do.
Action in the Detroit bullpen. That is Bobby C. Giambi pops one up. They had the shift on, so Inge has to go a long way to the grass. 2 outs. We'll bring up Adam Kennedy. Well, Porcello's been nice again tonight. He gave up a run in the 3rd. Done an excellent job. Tigers have backed him up with more offense tonight. A 6-1 lead. Kennedy is 0 for 2. Had a hit taken away in a diving play by Cabrera back in the 2nd inning. That sinks low. 2-0 the count. Kennedy was the MVP of the 2002 ALCS. Anaheim's march toward the World Series. Skies this one in the air to dead center. And Granderson waiting and making the catch. And to do it for the Athletics. Rick Porcello cruising along through 6 innings. It's 6-1 Detroit.
That is the definition of a perfect hook slide. Coors Light Freeze Cam, of course, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Well, we have a new pitcher on now for the Athletics, and his name is Michael Wirtz.
Well, he's been used quite often this year, 18th time as a matter of fact, which is 5th most in the American League. But he's got some outstanding numbers, just like the majority of their guys in their bullpen. They've got a really good bullpen, and you take a look at his numbers, you see why. 16 strikeouts against 2 walks.
And his numbers are so good because he has set down 19 consecutive batters. And Adam Everett will lead it off as we go to the bottom of the 6th. Tigers on top 6-1. First pitch from Wirtz inside. Everett tonight is 0 for 2. In the air to right field. On the move is Buck. It's going to drop in. Base hit. Opposite field single for Adam Everett. So much for that stretch of 19 consecutive batters retired. Top of the order coming up. Curtis Granderson. Wirtz has spent each of the last 5 years with the Chicago Cubs. Over in the National League. The 0-1. Curtis had a double, scored a run in the big 5-run 5th. Tigers breaking a 1-1 tie in that inning. Two and one. Well, this Oakland team came in as one of the best pitching teams in the American League, but the Tigers offense will have none of that. Anderson waves and misses. The Tigers have had at least one base hit in 12 of the 14 innings so far in this series. So just about every inning they've had something going. 46 runs now in their last 7 games. Wave and a miss. Grandy is down on strikes. One gone. First strikeout for Michael Wirtz. Here's Placido Polanco. Two teams wind it up tomorrow. Day game here. 1:05 start. Galarraga and Trevor Cahill. Here's Armando trying to keep warm tonight. Polanco bends away and takes a strike. Placido had a single to left back in the 5th inning and has had 2 hits tonight. He came in 0 for his last 11, but a couple of hits in this game. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Oakland came in 2nd in the league in team ERA, 3.93, and that was after they gave up 14 runs last night. Only Kansas City had a better team earned run average than Bob Guerin's team. They just have not hit. They're dead last in hitting. They don't steal many bases, don't hit with power. And that's going to get away from Suzuki to the backstop. It rolls. Everett will go to second. Wild pitch.
And Suzuki got over and shuffled his body, anticipating the ball would be down, but it scooted right between his legs.
Everett now in scoring position. Bouncing ball hit to the right side. Kennedy throws him out, and to third base goes Everett. Well, here's a reminder that Tigers fans currently serving around the world in the U.S. Armed Forces can receive a free DVD of our April 10th home opener telecast when the Tigers beat up on the Texas Rangers. If you'd like more details, you can go to tigers.com/Operation Opening Day, and you can have a DVD of Opening Day sent to Tiger fans serving in the armed forces around the world or abroad. Very easy. Just go online, fill out the form there with a valid APO address, and we'll send one out to you. 2 gone now for Clete Thomas. Clete batting .341. He is 0 for 3 today. The starter Braden struck him out a couple of times. Ball down low from Wirtz. 2-0. Tigers trying to pick up another 2-out run. Maglio had a 2-out RBI double. Rayburn had the 2-out 3-run homer last inning. Good block by Suzuki with a man at third. Thomas tonight is the only Tiger that is yet to reach base. No rain here tonight. We had a couple of rain delays in the ball game last night around that 14-1 Tigers win. You see 3-0, and there is ball 4. So Clete is aboard.
Yeah, McClendon getting some pretty good sleep these days. And with the batting average perking up a little bit, scoring some runs. On base percentage is pretty good. Lots of extra base hits. And they're not as good as they can be. They've got some guys that really haven't gotten on track yet. But they will.
Yeah, I think that's a key point. You know, you talk about Maglio, and really as well the injury to Carlos Guillen, that's kept him out of the lineup, and he wasn't swinging the bat well before because of the injuries.
And Marcus Timms also has made some tremendous contributions the last couple of years with his power.
Cabrera takes a strike in the inside corner. 1-1. You talked to Marcus lately?
I talked to him a little bit yesterday. He's starting to do more work. Lots of weight work, ab work, doing some running. I don't think he's too far off, but those ab injuries and those oblique injuries, they take a long, long time.
High towering drive, left center field. Sweeney on the run, still going, not going to get it. Sweeney actually knocked the ball over the fence with his glove. Cabrera is into second.
Jim's gonna make sure that Clete scores that run because of what you just said.
Yeah, and he should.
He intentionally knocked that ball over the wall.
Everett scored. Thomas came around to score, and G. Lamont saying the same thing. That ball went off his glove.
Now the key here is, did he do it intentionally? Apparently they're saying no.
Here's the replay.
I guess it's kind of hard to tell. If he did do it on purpose, it's a great heads-up move on his part, that's for sure.
I don't think he did. So they're going to hold Thomas at third. 7-1. Give Cabrera an RBI with his 2-base hit. It's his second RBI tonight. Here's Maglio.
If this game was a little bit closer, I think Jim probably would have argued that point a little bit more. But with the Tigers having a 6-run lead, you don't want to embarrass anybody on the other side. You don't want to stay out there too long. It's just something that managers will not do to one another. They've been beating up on the Oakland Athletics pretty bad here the last couple of days. They scored 21 runs so far in 2 days.
Yep. 11 more hits tonight.
But once this offense starts to click on all cylinders, it's going to be a fun team to watch because the pitching staff is going to be good. They got some big arms on their pitching staff.
No foul.
Big arms. Verlander, Jackson. We're watching Porcello. Dontrell was throwing 91 and 93 the other day from the left side. Perry, Rodney, Zamaya.
Lyon and C. The righty-lefty combination heating it up. And the 0-2. Maglio's 7-game hitting streak. 10 hits in that stretch. Doubled in a run back in the 5th. He's driven in 17. He's got a couple of ducks on the pond right now with 2 outs. And a high fly ball hit well into right center field. Sweeney going over, so is Buck, and Buck hauls it in. So the Tigers will get another run. 6 innings in the books. 7-1 Detroit. Homer. Tigers offense in the series, 8 doubles and 3 homers. Rick Porcello, another good night. 6 innings, 1 earned run, 5 strikeouts, and he is done for the night, grabbing the handshakes now of his teammates. They've gotten him a lot of offense again. Seems to be a reoccurring theme. And Bobby C now is going to take over. He's got a young guy on the mound. It's nice to get him a lot of offense.
He has no problem pitching with the big lead either,
which sometimes can be tricky. Sweeney leading it off. Little looper foul back out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike.
And Bobby's earned run average went up a little bit in that Minnesota series. He gave up quite a few runs in that series. Had a difficult time with putting some of the left-handers away. But there are a lot of teams that have a tough time putting guys like Mauer and Morneau away.
Yeah, those guys aren't actually a picnic, are they?
No, not at all.
Especially in that yard. Although, boy, those Twins really struggle in New York, don't they?
Yes, indeed. Like the Tigers struggle in Minnesota.
On the ground to the second baseman, Polanco. 1 gone.
Well, he continues to get better. Every time he goes out there, as a matter of fact, he's silky smooth. Nice little breaking ball, 2-seamers, got nice action. Sliders. The kid's got 4 pitches. 3 of them are above average. The curveball still a work in progress, but boy, he sure doesn't look like he's 20 years old.
Did you arrange for that silky smooth title?
I did not. They threw it up there, so I surely had to mention it. And he was silky smooth.
Here's Bobby Crosby. 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts. That's fouled away.
You know, it's just a matter of time before Oakland really starts to hit. They got way too many guys that have been good players for a long time. I mean, Crosby can hit, Cabrera can hit, and Giambi and Garcia Parra and Holiday. And all the guys that are struggling right now have all been real nice performers in the major leagues. Collectively right now as a group, though, they're just not getting it done.
Tigers went through that very thing at the beginning of last year. They had this collection of outstanding pieces in their lineup, but it took them a while to get it going. 1-2 on Crosby. Slap to right field, sinking. Going to drop in, base hit. 1 out single for Bobby Crosby. And just the 4th hit of the night tonight for the Athletics. Cunningham is now going to pinch hit. Looks like Zamaya is starting to warm up in the Detroit bullpen. Cunningham started the ball game last night. Here comes Leland. C gets an out. Crosby gets a base hit. Bobby gives up the baseball. So we will step aside. Pitching change on the way here at Comerica Park with the Tigers up 7-1.
Turn back to Detroit in between rehab starts and do his work here with Rick Knapp and Jeff Jones.
Meanwhile, Zamaya is the new Tigers pitcher.
Zamaya got stretched out a little bit there last couple of days, at least the last time he went out there in Minnesota, as did a lot of the Tigers relief corps.
Zamaya is throwing a lot more breaking balls. Wednesday against the Twins, he threw 46 pitches.
And probably the most pitches he's thrown since 2006 in a game. Of course, he's had the injury problems the last couple of years.
1 ball, 1 strike. Aaron Cunningham pinch hitting for Travis Buck. One and two. Samaya had that sore right shoulder, was on the disabled list since the end of March in spring training. He stayed back while the club went north, and then he was activated on the 25th of April in Kansas City, where there were some mile markers in his career in that town. Of course, he made his major league debut there, had that finger injury there that originally happened in the bullpen, Kauffman Stadium. Tipped it out of the glove of the catcher Laird, and then he came back from the disabled list in KC.
When he had that shoulder injury, which required the surgery, they didn't know if Joel could come back and throw with the same kind of velocity that he had before that surgery, but he has answered all those questions. He was touching 100 miles an hour with regularity the last time he threw in Minnesota.
2-2. I guess that's always the concern when you have a guy that can throw triple digits and he has the major surgery that he had and the multiple problems he had. Will he regain that velocity? And he has. There's a ground ball hit to third. Inge bobbles. Still goes to second. They'll get the out there, but it cost him the double play.
It is rare to see Brandon Inge bobble anything down that third. But he got a little ahead of himself. Ball kind of came up on him a little bit, but didn't panic and still got the force out.
So here's Cabrera now with 2 outs. He was stepping out of the box when 98 came sizzling by, 1-0. 0 for 3 and 0 for the series for Cabrera. Hitless in 7 at bats. Orlando played 8 years with Montreal. He also had a brief stint with Boston and played with the Angels as well. Won a couple of Gold Gloves.
He's had a good career.
He had a rip.
.98 miles an hour. Comcast is telling us that Zamaya has touched. And believe it or not, the first pitch he threw was 77 miles an hour, breaking ball to Cunningham.
2-2. Tigers got 1 in the second, 5 in the 5th. That is the big inning. They've had some big innings in this series. 2-2 pitch. Wasted one. Set it back at the screen to Cabrera. 96 right below the knees, and Orlando was able to get a piece of it. Kurt Suzuki waiting on deck. Galarraga is going to throw tomorrow for the Tigers, and that'll wrap up this series. Off day on Monday. In the air to center field for Curtis Granderson. And that is that for the Athletics. Nothing comes of the 1-out single. Stretch time here at the ballpark. Inge, Rayburn, Laird coming up. And we have a new pitcher now. It's the veteran Russ Springer, who's been around forever.
And still pitching well. And Russ Springer is coming in with very nice numbers, just like Works. And coming in with real nice numbers, who pitched the last half inning. 17 strikeouts, 7 walks. A real good ERA, a couple holds.
So the little one's still hanging around.
Fireworks tonight.
Oh, that's right. They were rained out last night, the fireworks were.
Yeah.
Kids' Day tomorrow. It'll be a great day here at the ballpark.
Polanco poster, autograph day, and autograph day, all that stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, free rides in the carousel.
Big day tomorrow for kids. Come on down.
There's Brandon Inge.
Tickets are available.
Inge walked and scored back in the 5th. Russ Springer has been around a while, as we mentioned, and has really pitched with quite a few teams.
Seems like he's gotten better as his career has gone on. He's always been a hard thrower.
He's been in pro ball since 1989. In the Yankees organization then. Got to the big leagues with the Yanks in '92. He's been with the Angels, California, Houston, Arizona, Atlanta, goes on and on. St. Louis. Then with the Cardinals the last couple of years. Here's the 2-2. Got Inge to pop it up. Shallow center field. Sweeney and Kennedy. Sweeney.
Well, I wonder who's winning player of the game today.
It's an aberration right here. You just don't see this very often.
They love some Brandon Inge.
Porcello pitched a great game tonight, only 16%.
Well,
good for Brandon.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Don't hate the player. There's a strike on Rayburn. Rayburn, a 3-run shot back in the 5th. The 0-1. 0-2 now on Ryan. Grand slam last night, 3-run shot tonight.
Yeah, good to see Ryan perk up a little bit.
Tigers pitching tonight has limited the Athletics to just 4 hits. Meanwhile, the Detroit offense has 11 hits. Here's the 0-2. Got him, strike 3. Springer has his first strikeout. That one looking. And that will bring up Gerald Blair. This is the 17th season in the big leagues for Russ Springer, and the Athletics became his 8th team. Ball up high, 1-0. He doesn't need any sleeves. It's 54 degrees. Doesn't matter. Swing and a miss. Springer has pitched in a couple of World Series, in '99 with Atlanta and then '05 with Houston. The 1-1. High fly ball. Left center field. Hit well. Sweeney going back and can't hold on to it. He got his glove on it, but could not hold on to it. Into second base goes Laird. He made a long run and very nearly made a nice play.
And Sweeney's a right fielder by trade and getting better in center field. He plays deep. He gets over there. He's playing in the right center field. Has to get on his horse and run a long way to get to this ball. A Holiday, who's playing left field, couldn't get there, so he couldn't make the play. But Laird doesn't care. He'll take as many hits as he can get.
That's his third of the night.
Oh, he actually got there and should have made that play.
12 Tigers hits now and a pair of doubles and a single for Laird.
But he did have to run a long way to get there.
That probably was the overriding factor. 6 doubles tonight for the Tigers in this game. 6 of them. Half their hits are doubles.
That ball hit him right in the wrist.
That's driven to the air. Right back at Sweeney. More routine play, though, and that is that for the Tigers. So they get a 2-out double. Suzuki, Cust, and Holiday coming up. One in this ball game. Jim Leland's crew trying to take the first 2 from the Athletics. 2, 3, and 4 coming up. Kurt Suzuki leads it off against Joel Zumaya. Zumaya came on in the 7th, got a couple of outs, and now back out here in the 8th. Suzuki is 0 for 2. He was an outstanding catcher in college at Cal State Fullerton. Played in the College World Series for a champion with the Titans. In fact, was the Johnny Bench Award winner in 04, which is a yearly award given out to the best collegiate catcher. The 1-1. Couldn't hold up there.
If you weren't with us last night, I was telling a story about Suzuki and his wife Renee raising some money for John Wilhite, who was the lone survivor in the Nick Adenhart crash in Los Angeles earlier this year. Adenhart, of course, pitching for the Angels. He and Suzuki were teammates at Cal State Fullerton. It's a wonderful gesture by Suzuki and his wife. And I read quite a few other names of the players that are getting involved, signing autographs and balls and different things like that to pay for his medical cost.
Well, that's great. That's popped up. Shallow right field. Thomas coming in. 1 out.
Hey fans, visit the official online shop of the Detroit Tigers at tigers.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic Tigers gear, including clubhouse caps and t-shirts, jerseys, sweatshirts, and more. Get your Tigers gear straight from the source at the tigers.com shop. They got plenty of it.
Bunch of gear right there.
Yeah.
Here's Jack Cuss.
I think I saw a Mario and Pim jersey in there.
Yeah. Number 0. 0-0-0. Swinging a foul by Cuss, 0-1. 99 for Zumaya on that last pitch. Did you ever find out who that guy was in San Diego was wearing your jersey?
I sure did. He just took my check and ran. I paid him for that, you know.
You did not. The 0-1. What was your number? It was 12, right?
12. You talked about that curveball that he's going to start throwing a few more of this year. He dropped that one in there nicely. That's really not fair when you can go from 99 all the way down to 77 with the same arm speed.
That thing's hit a mile high.
Might bring some rain.
Not deep enough, though. Thomas circling. Wow.
Cleats like that's the highest fly ball I've ever gotten. I mean, there's a lot of wind up there. This is not as easy as it looks. He goes back, then he has to come in, then he has to go over.
You should have illustrated that.
And Grandis is like, you're on your own, pal.
2 outs. Here's Holiday. Hit by a pitch back in the 6th. Got it right on the elbow, too. And we talked about how he has been a disappointment this year in terms of what they expected and what he had done in the past. Averages in the 240s. There's a big rip.
Well, he switched leagues.
That's why people are fired up here 100 miles an hour.
Yeah, they charged up about this C-note, huh? Switch leagues, new ballpark, new atmosphere.
Pulled to short. Everett gobbles that one up. 1, 2, 3. Bottom of the 8th coming up. Zumaya looking good tonight. Randy.
Getting busy today. Going down and getting some. Climbing a ladder. You name it, everything they threw up there in the first couple of games of this series. The Tigers hitters have been all over. 14 runs last night, 7 more runs tonight. What a performance by the offensive club.
Tigers pitching again has been solid tonight. Just 1 run on 4 hits. Zumaya has been good.
We talked about that at the top of the show. The starters here at Comerica Park, they're stingy. They are flat out stingy.
And they have been again tonight. Kevin Cameron is the new pitcher now for Oakland.
And the 6th time now that he has been in a ball game. And the last 3 guys that we have seen, Wirtz, Springer, now Cameron, all 3 have really nice numbers, which is one of the reasons why Oakland comes in numbers-wise with one of your better bullpens in the American League as we speak.
Top of the order, Curtis Granderson, then Polanco, and then Thomas. Right now the Tigers' home ERA is 3.22. That's lifted in the air. Left center field. Sweeney. One gone.
Well, if the Tigers pitchers continue to pitch the way they're pitching, and I don't really see any reason why, guys like Verlander and Jackson, Galarraga, Porcello, and Dontrell, whoever it may be, if they continue to pitch the way they're pitching, I don't see any reason why, partner, it will not be a really fun summer here at Comerica Park.
Well, I would concur with that, and that home ERA is the best in the American League. And you know, you're talking about arms that are really kind of swinging into the groove now. Verlander.
They're all young, too, in their primes, with the exception of Porcello.
That's into left center field, and it's going to drop. Another hit for Polanco, his 3rd of the game.
Rick Knapp has been better than anybody probably thought he would be. I'm not saying that I didn't think he'd come in here and do a good job. But they brought him over here from the Minnesota Twins after spending 12 years there in the minor leagues to get the Tigers pitchers to throw strikes. And I would say through the first 6 weeks of the year, it's all good.
Here's Clay Thomas, way high. 7-1 Detroit. They now have 13 hits. Thomas 0 for 3, has a walk tonight. Big spread late in the game, playing behind Polanco. Fouled away, 2-1. Kevin Cameron went to Joliet Catholic High School in Illinois. Attended Georgia Tech.
It's a good baseball school.
Lots of big leaguers out of Tech.
Nomar Garcia-Parra also went to Georgia Tech.
Suzuki struggled to stop that one. That'll put 2 aboard. Well, join us again tomorrow. Final game in this series against the Athletics. Coverage begins just prior to first pitch at 1 o'clock. Tigers baseball presented by Bell Tire tomorrow afternoon on Fox Sports Detroit and in high def on Fox Sports Detroit HD. And you're looking at your pitching matchup tomorrow.
They got to get Galarraga going once again. And he has not attacked the strike zone as efficiently his last 3 starts as he did his first few starts of the year.
In the air to center field. Sweeney on the run. Not going to get this one. Cabrera hits another one to the wall. This will get 2 more runs in. And Cabrera goes to second base with a double. It's another Tigers double tonight.
He has so much talent. It's not even funny. One of the best right-handed hitters in the game today. And there's only a handful that you may think are better. I mean, the conversation would probably end with an A-Rod or a Manning, Pujols, and a Cabrera. It's a short list of guys that do this kind of damage on a nightly basis.
3 hits and 4 RBIs tonight for Cabrera. 7 doubles for the Tigers. Maglio takes one low. 14 Tigers hits. They lead 9-1.
He the best right-hander hitter you've seen play?
He's up there. I mean, Manny's pretty good. Yeah, you know what? When you think about it, it's hard to pick a better one. That is hit to the shortstop.
Why didn't Cabrera get the out at third?
I don't know. Cabrera thought it was 3 outs. Miguel, that is. And
but why didn't Cabrera get him out?
Yeah, or
the other Cabrera.
Right. I mean, that ball was hit to his right, and Miguel thought there were 3 outs, or that was the 3rd out. He got lucky there. The other Cabrera, that one,
he forgot how many outs. Both of them did, I guess. Bob Guerin can't be happy.
That's such a routine play that you would go to 3rd that I thought there were 2 outs. And so did Cabrera.
I thought for a moment maybe Crosby wasn't there, but then I took another look and he was right there.
Both Cabreras with a lapse. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. And that is that. Tigers, though, get 2 more runs on the Cabrera double. Giambi, Kennedy, and Sweeney will be their last chance. First base for Cabrera, and Santiago will play the 9th inning at second base for Polanco, and Fernando Rodney coming in to get some work here. And Pause still having a good time,
taking pictures, kissing the babies.
That is the one costume on a chilly night where it pays to be the mascot. Keep nice and warm inside the mascot.
That little boy scared to death of Pause. He's like, no, Daddy, don't be putting me on it. Dude.
Make it go away, Daddy. Rodney on the hill now. Here we go in the 9th. Jason Giambi leads it off. Tigers have out-hit the Athletics tonight 14-4. Giambi this evening with a strikeout to pop up. He's also walked. Tigers Live after the game. Skip should be in a good mood tonight. The 2-0 is a strike call. We have the shift on for Giambi. 3 defenders to the right of second base. And Santiago is playing on the grass. Short right field. And it's pulled foul just outside of the bag.
That's why they play that shift on Giambi, especially in the infield. Outfield plays him straight up. Rafael Belliard, Tigers infield instructor.
How many times do you see him come out early before batting practice and throw baseball after baseball in the dirt at first base to help Cabrera become a better first baseman?
Every day. They work hard. Get here early, stay late.
Rafi says what makes a great defender is the player that wants the ball hit to him every single time. 3-2 pitch is swung on and missed. Rodney strikes him out.
We were talking about it earlier. Tigers got big arms, and Rodney would be one of them. They blew the piece of cheese right by Giambi. Zumaya.
Here's Adam Kennedy.
It'd be nice to see Rodney have a clean inning in this type of situation. In the 6 saves that Rodney has got this year, he's been real good. But when Jim has called on him in non-save situations, he has struggled.
He's not the first closer, I guess, that has had that type of problem. But the numbers are definitely different. He's taken this opportunity early on this year, and in opportunities to save games, he's done a nice job. He was not by any means going to be the closer going into spring camp. Ground ball hit to the right side. Larish on the backhand. Rodney covers. 2 gone. 1 more out to get. Ryan Sweeney. And the crowd coming to its feet, 31,000 strong. There's a strike. 0-1 on Sweeney. He's had a couple of hits tonight, single and a double. Here's the 0-1. Lifted back out of play. Now 1 more strike, and the Tigers will win their 2nd straight here. And they're 19th of the year. Inside as Rodney overthrew the fastball at 96 up and in. Here's the 1-2. Look out. Ooh, that sizzled right over the Tigers dugout, right into row 1. 1-2 on Ryan Sweeney. Everyone appears to be okay. We'll get back into the seats. Tigers offense coming alive in this series big time. And they are one strike away from gaining the first 2 games, and it's fouled off. Sweeney barely alive. Rodney struck out Giambi. He got Kennedy on the ground ball. And the 1-2. Whoa, a little bit low and away. 2-2.
Like Phil Cuzzy wondering, and Paul thought it should have been strike 3.
Pause. Paul didn't like the smell of that call. Now the 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3-2. If they keep it going, Crosby is on deck. Crowd getting louder now. 31,554 paying tonight. Here's the 3-2. Fly ball. Shallow left field. Everett is back. Tigers win the game. A 1-2-3. 9th inning for Fernando Rodney, and the Tigers pitching just continues to dominate in this series.
A real nice start to the longest homestand of the year.